The arrival of intense cold similar to the one that raged during the Little Ice Age, which froze the world during the 17th century, and in the beginning of the 18th century, is expected in the years 2030 to 2040. These conclusions were presented by Professor V. Zarkova during the National Astronomy Meeting in Llandudno, in Wales, by the international group of scientists, which also includes Dr. Helen Popova, of the Skobeltsyn Institute of Nuclear Physics, and of the Faculty of Physics of the Lomonosov Moscow State University, Professor Simon Shepard, of Bradford University, and Dr. Sergei Zarkov, of Hull University. It is known that the Sun has its own magnetic field, the amplitude and spatial configuration of which vary with time. There are several cycles with different periods and properties, while the 11-year cycle, the 90-year cycle, are the best known of them. The 11-year cycle appears as a cyclical reduction in stains on the surface of the Sun every 11 years. Its 90-year variation is associated with periodic reduction in the number of spots in the 11-year cycle, in the 50–25%. In 17th century, though, there was a prolonged reduction in solar activity called the Maunder minimum, which lasted roughly from 1645 to 1700. During this period, there were only about 50 sunspots instead of the usual 40 to 50,000 sunspots. Analysis of solar radiation showed that its maxima and minima almost coincide with the maxima and minima in the number of spots. The new reduction of the solar activity will lead to reduction of the solar irradiance by 3W/m2 according to Lean. This resulted in significant cooling of Earth and very severe winters and cold summers. Several studies have shown that the Maunder minimum coincided with the coldest phase of global cooling, which was called the Little Ice Age. During this period, there were very cold winters in Europe and North America. In the days of the Maunder minimum, the water in the River Thames and the Danube River froze, the Moscow River was covered by ice every 6 months, snow lay on some plains year-round, and Greenland was covered by glaciers, says Dr. Helen Popova, who developed a unique physical mathematical model of the evolution of the magnetic activity of the Sun, and used it to gain the patterns of occurrence of global minima of solar activity and gave them a physical interpretation. If the similar reduction will be observed during the upcoming Maunder minimum, this can lead to the similar cooling of the Earth atmosphere. According to Dr. Helen Popova, if the existing theories about the impact of solar activity on the climate are true, then this minimum will lead to a significant cooling, similar to the one occurred during the Maunder minimum.